Couple for Johnny. I'll ask one at a time. How many snaps did you guys use the dollar against Washington?
Maybe 40 snaps or more.
And the second thing, game plan against Washington obviously seemed to be we're going to take away, we're not going to let them have those explosive plays. How do you feel like that worked?
Obviously they didn't score a touchdown. We gave up one explosive play as far as a long pass in the second half. So that was the plan going forward, was trying to limit the explosive plays and keep everything in front of us. And then just put speed on the field. And, they're very talented offense. So we had to put, some guys can make some plays for us.
David and then Justin.
Two questions for Johnny as well, and I'll go one at a time as well. The situation where they scored in the second half, there was a lot of interchanging with the linebackers in that particular drive. Mm-hmm. What was going on there? You had some of the young guys like Ray was in there as well as Tay Brown, and it looked like maybe there was a issue with Jacob's shoulder.
Yeah, Jacob came out of the game. Came out the game, and the young guys had to come in and played, and I could have helped the young man. That was his first snap in there and gave up that route, but that was on me more than the kid.
How could you? Okay, so follow up to what you just said there. How could you help them there?
Just play a better coverage and put somebody over the top, and not just have a man on man. With the tight end. Because they did a nice job. They adjusted to a route where they hide the tight end inside and then leak them out late on a wheel route, and obviously, when you're playing linebacker, you're key in the back and in the back release. The next thing you think, the tight end is staying in, and then he just leaked out and just lost his eyes.
And then the second question was with Carroll, he had the pass breakup that looked like a ball he could have intercepted. How do you coach guys on when to try to knock the ball down, when to try to make an interception?
Well, I think when he opened up and trying to find the ball, he saw it the last minute. But, like I told him, I said, man, trust in your ability to make the play. It was right in front of you. Just make the play, But it starts with practice. Are you making these plays happen in practice, or are you allowing it to happen? Those sort of things we got to fix. Is we got to do better, the way we're practicing the situation so we can make those plays.
What about Justin and Brian?
Brennan, how has Leif Magnuson settled into his new role?
Leif's done a good job of just kind of, just keeping us calm and being able to run all the things we like to run, and not having to, vary. So he's done a solid job so far. He's got some things he's got to clean up, continue to work on those things. Just making sure his pad level's down and keeping leverage and stuff like that. But he's been able to keep us in the game.
And what do you know about his background, growing up in Canada and stuff like that?
I know he's from Canada, and we reference it quite often, and we have fun with it.
What do you mean when you reference it? How do you bring it up?
As you would any other country.
We'll go Brian and then
That's all right. I don't have much past that, sorry. That's great kid.
What are your thoughts so far on how Jonah Coleman has looked with more maybe an expanded role these last two games with like not being able to go?
When you got a guy that can step up in a role that Mike has for us, Jonah's been fantastic. We've expected that from him. This isn't a surprise that he's performing well and able to do a variety of different things for us, as well as give us an attitude in the run game. He's ran really hard the other night. He's ran hard every game this season. So we're excited about him when he's back there, and we just expect more big things from him.
He's the top running back on the team in terms of yards after contact. What is the key to being able to break a tackle, or is it just keeping the legs going?
Yeah, for Jonah, he's got some natural leverage, which is he's tough guy to form tackle, but he's really done a great job of building his body up. He's gotten really strong in the offseason. He's become more explosive. Some of the times he'd get tackled last year, I don't think they'd get him this year. So it has to do with overall body strength and condition and being in great shape and understanding, leverage of the tacklers and how to get in and out of your breaks, and know when to be smart with the ball and when you can get a chance to break something down, you do that too.
David and then Troy.
Johnny, how do you compare the skill sets between Michael Penix and Caleb Williams?
Different. Obviously, the guy won Heisman Trophy. He could beat you with his arm. He could beat you with his legs. He's a strong guy back there. You know, it's hard to break down, so we got to do a great job of keeping him in the pocket this week because a lot of the explosive plays are coming when he's, you know, when he's scrambling around and making big plays. So, you know, that's a big coaching point for us, you know, this week to make sure we have our eyes on our guys as he, you know, and then we got, obviously, he got to have somebody contain the quarterback this week because he's a dangerous player.
Troy and then Justin.
One for both of you guys. First, Johnny, on the defensive side of the ball, I think Washington had 4 or 5 third down conversions all the way till the third quarter, and then you guys were able to stop them in the fourth. What was the difference there for you guys?
I think we got to understand situation. There was a couple of times where 3rd and 15 and we were backpedaling instead of sitting there. You know, those are the things that we got to get better at, you know, as a football team and obviously as a, you know, a defensive group on the back end. And then, you know, there was a couple of times we lost our guys where, you know, our eyes were somewhere else. Those are the things we need to clean up next week.
And then for Brennan, just the progression of Fafita in that game. What did you see? How was he able to get better throughout that game?
Yeah, you know, we needed to help him out earlier. You know, the first couple of drives, you know, gave him some tough looks, but he really settled in after the third drive and played a really good game of football. As we talked about last week, his confidence is through the roof. So he's never going to be one to shy away from a tough situation. You know, down 14, back leads on a touchdown drive, and you know, continue to find ways to keep drives alive and play pretty sound football all the way throughout. Had the one turnover that he'll learn from, and he knew it. Obviously, he knew it right away. But he'll be everything to be good for us. We need.
Justin and then Michael.
Johnny, you coached Keon Barnes and Christian Rollo-Wallace last year. What makes them valuable defensive players?
You know, I mean, obviously they're experienced. They played a lot of football, you know, here. And then I think for them, you know, I don't know how much they're using them. I don't really pay attention to what they're doing down there. You know, I worry about our guys. But when they, you know, I think that's the one thing they got is experience.
And then a question kind of for both of you. What is your fondest memory coaching at USC?
It's a lot. Rose Bowl game, beating Notre Dame, beating Texas. I mean, it's a great place to work at. So it's nice going back to the college. College is a special place to have the opportunity to play there and have the opportunity to coach it. It's a really, really fun thing to do, man. So I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is going to way backtrack. This is 2001. I was at Pittsburgh, and I on our bye week I came back to see the UCLA USC game. I think USC shut them out to go 6-6 to get to the bowl, but to see that stadium for the first time in that atmosphere and that environment was pretty special. That'll stay with me forever.
Michael and then Brian.
One question for each. For Brennan, what's your theory on the first quarter struggles that you guys?
Yeah, I think we were a little bit protective of our quarterback first couple of drives, and I think we just need to let him play in. So that was this week. The other weeks they've all got different things. We just need to play our game, do what we do really well, and you know, make sure our guys you know, feel really confident going to the game, which they always do. But you know, instead of, you know, feeling it out, let's just go play right away.
And for Johnny, Taylor Upshaw has the most sacks on the team. He also has the most penalties on the team. I think most of them are kind of those after the whistle kind of roughing type plays. How do you kind of help him to balance those two things, being aggressive versus kind of being reckless?
You know, I think it's just him being disciplined. You know, doing the right things. Don't react when guys are pushing you back. It's just a game of football. You know, you got to grow up. You know, and I think he's learning through it. Had a great conversation with him because we're going to need him. You know, we can't afford to do that. You're hurting the team more than anything else. You know, so moving forward, those are the things that he needs to clean up, you know, to help us out.
Brian and then David for our last question.
Johnny, the defense is giving up just over 4 yards per play in the fourth quarter. Is that a good indication that the rotation is working as far as keeping players fresh?
Oh, there's no doubt. That's exactly what, you know, when I got here, I said the importance of playing so many guys, because when you get down the line in the fourth quarter, you're going to, you know, keeping your guys, the best guys that you have, you know, so they can execute at that time, in critical times, to give us a chance to win. That's always been the plan.
And with that, we saw a new guy in there in the mix, Isaiah Johnson. What has he done to get himself
Same thing like Manu, at practice, he's going against the ones and he's just doing his job. And if he could do that against our ones, why not? He deserved a chance to play. So, I'm proud of where he's at. He came a long way, and we're gonna help him. He's gonna have to help us down the line here. You know what I mean? So it was good to see him play.
David?
Brennan, similar follow-up to what I asked Johnny, in terms of what you said about trying to be able to help Noah early. What are some of those things you guys can do?
Yeah, just get him. It's good for any quarterback to get early completions, just whether it be on a screen or a bubble or just something that he's going to complete. In his sleep, really, and just get the drive started. Can't have negative plays in the first play of the game. That's on me for not having the right scheme set up for those guys. But just to be efficient early and just get the party started.
All right, that's our time.